Hiya Flosstube! How's it going? It's Friday again. Yay! And it's time for another weekly update with me, Annie, the Joy-Filled Stitcher, here on Flosstube and on Instagram. And we are at Flosstube number 25. 25. Quarter of a century. And almost halfway to my 1 year mark. Halfway. I have filled a floss tube every single week, which means next week will be my 6 months that I have been on Flosstube. So super excited about that. Nothing, like no celebrations. We'll do one at the 1 year mark. We'll also do one when I hit 500 subbies. Fun Flosstube friends, as I like to call them. I currently have some new fun Flosstube friends that have joined me since last week. So if you are new here, hiya. I'm excited to have you here. I am kind of a cuckoo bird. And obviously this channel is a floss tube. That doesn't necessarily mean, you know, that it has to be about cross stitch, but mine's about cross stitch. I throw in some fun anecdotes. There's occasionally some singing. I am a walking musical and so much more. So if you are a first time viewer, welcome. I'm happy to have you. If you like what you see, if you like my whips, if you like my cuckoo-ness, my cuckoo-choo, hit that subscribe button. Down? Is it down? Hit the subscribe button. And yeah. Like it. Give it a thumbs up. Maybe even give me a comment. Comment something. I love reading the comments. I love commenting back on the comments. So yeah, it's kind of like having pen pals. Anybody have pen pals back in the day? I had pen pals. No pen pals anymore. Last time I wrote a letter, it's been a while. A card here or there. All right, so what's new this week? Oh, it's Friday, November the 1st. We are in November. What? Yes. Whoop, whoop. And it's felt frosty this week. We kind of basically skipped fall altogether. I think we had like 1 day of fall temperatures. We're back feeling it fallish today, but I'm not going to lie. We were at like 42 for a high. So I'm going to start working on my my temperature quilt here this weekend probably for October. And my colors are all over the place. October and March and April are kind of these funky months in my area of Texas where we can go from one extreme to the next. So yeah. I'm kind of excited to see what it looks like, but it kind of makes it a pain to stitch because there's a lot of color changing. I kind of liked August and September where everything was just red, all the way through red, hot, red. All right, so what do we got in store today? A little bit of life update, a little bit of non-stitchy haul that like I just want to share with you because I'm really excited about it. And it's kind of bizarre, like one of the things kind of bizarre that I am sharing with you. We got some whips, we got some plans. Oh, I am going to share my October stitchy stats and a tiny bit of stash acquiring happened this week. I will say it's all going to start raining down on me because I paid for all my clubs last week and today. So yeah. Also, I don't know what I was going to say also. Oh, and I'm going to chat about some cool stuff. I had train of thought gone, left the station. It was kind of funny. My daughter was telling me that her teacher says when they lose their train of thought, they all go choo choo because their train of thought left the station. I thought it was cute. So if I go choo choo, that means the train of thought left. All right, so before I get started, I just had popcorn for a snack. So I love popcorn, but popcorn is a catch-22 snack. Because, like, you can have popcorn in your teeth for days. And I just went brush my teeth, too, and I've got a piece, and it's bugging me. Okay, but at some point I'm going to have to kind of cut this one and jump out super quick because I left my stitchy stats in the other room. Okay, so one thing I wanted to share with you, because I moved some projects around to some different bags because #Erin made me do it. Okay, she didn't really make me do it, but she shared that she bought that same adorable squirrel bag from, I think it's in my tub of things to share. bought the adorable squirrel bag from So Much to Love that I like gushed and nearly was to tears over how adorable it is. She bought it and she put her autumn drum in it. So guess what? Autumn drum moved into that. So then I had to move a project into that bag. So I swapped some things around. So I ended up moving my Acorn assortment, which is on a 6x8 Q snap. I have the cute smaller size Diddly Daddle bag. And this is Acorn assortments and it has acorns. This is one of the stitch and hand ones. Okay, this might be my new favorite size because it fits. It's a little snug, but it works. My 6x8 Q snap fits in here with the pattern and all the goodies. Well, not the I don't keep the patterns in here. I keep the patterns locked away in my safe. No, they're shoved on a shelf in my craft room. I just keep a copy of the cover image so I can show y'all. I am not actually sharing this week, but I thought that was pretty cool. And so I'm going to share Diddly Daddle bags, Diddly Daddle designs. I love their big bags, but sometimes I don't keep a ton. So like this is perfect. Look at that. Awesome. Now don't be going and buying all of them. There are a couple of they're the hand stitcher size. So it's a smaller size. And the two that I got are slightly different. That is the smaller of the two and it fits my 6x8 Q snap. Bingo ringo. All right, so in other non-stitchy things, I have to, real quick, shout out the amazing. If you wear glasses like I do, you will know that the struggle is real in finding good glasses at good prices. I have worn many pairs of glasses in my lifetime and spent a small fortune on most of them. But probably about 10 or so years ago, somebody clued me in to Zenni Optical. And I'm going to actually link it down below. Zenni Optical. These glasses I have had for far too long. And let me tell you why I've had them far too long. I don't know if you can see this, but like the brown is rubbing off. So this pair, oh, I don't even look like myself. I need my glasses. I can't see. I can't see. I bought the same pair. Boom! Actually, though, what I did is this time I got anti-glare. I'm kind of trying to see if, like, it makes a difference. It kind of does. A little bit. Not a ton. Okay, so I got these. Mind you, frame and lenses, $6.95. Now, I get the anti-reflective coating. That's the only thing I get. So these are going to now go as my backup pair. But for $6.95, I thought there's no way they're going to break, whatever. I literally wear these all day, every day, and have for probably almost a year. And the only thing is it was starting to rub off the brown here around my nose. And I was like, well, I gotta get a new pair. And I was like, I really like these, so I got these. Okay, so then I was like, well, let's browse around the cheapo section, see what else there is. So you might see me in these. I kind of like these. These are kind of like a translucent brown. So I don't know. I don't think I'm going to wear these today. These are going to probably like be work glasses because I like these. Those are mine. And then, of course, my other thing that I get from them, because I am prescription, I wear sunglasses when I drive. Oh, sorry. I have to get that popcorn. 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 I need a new pair of sunglasses because the inside, like, finish of them was starting to rub off. So look at these. Yes. I'm so fancy. So anyway, I think I got all three of these shipped with the faster shipping and the anti-reflective coating. The sunglasses were my most expensive pair because I think these were $27.95, and then you pay a little bit extra for the tint on the lenses. So I think they were maybe $30. But I think they look kind of borderline designer. What do we think? Good deal, right? So again, I'm gonna link them below because, you know, everybody needs a good place to find glasses and things. Sorry, that was a little loud. All right, so now let's talk real quick Color Street. I got a new color on my nails. This is Bordeaux Blitz. And, you know, since I had my little birthday party, I shopped twice. So I'm going to show you some of the cutesy ones that I got. I got stocking stuffers for my daughter because they make kitty ones. Look at these three that I got for her for stocking. How cute, right? She loves everything glittery. So these are Achieve Grapeness. So Petites are for little tiny hands, like smaller nail beds or kiddos. This one is Glitterly Can't, and it's pink glitter. I mean, yeah, right? And then this was a new holiday one, and when I saw it, I was like, yes, because it's like ombre, pink, purple, and turquoise, and it has a little snowman on it. And this is Snow Biz. So I got those for her. Early Christmas stocking stuffies. I got this Upper East Side. It's a matte. I got Capitol Hill, which is a glitter for myself. I got another set of Tokyo Lights because it's literally like my favorite ever. This is called Between the Lines. Look at that. It goes over any other color and puts black stripes, which I think is really cool. I'm going to do that with Moon River, I think. This is their October one, which is Positively Pink. And this one, I believe, a portion of it benefits breast cancer research. This one is Party in the USA, and it's pink with blue, red glitter. I got 2 of these because I'm obsessed with the chunky glitters. And this is Black Tie Optional, and it's hollow glitter. Yes. And then who can be without a red glitter? This was Holiday Collection. A-lister. So yeah, I have a lot more out of my collection. And if you are not into Color Street, totally fine. I know some of you out there wear them. I know Michelle Garrett, she wears her Color Street. I don't sell Color Street. I have a friend that is my dealer, and she's awesome. And she is a mom of one of like my daughter's best friend. She said, he's a friend who's my boy. He's not a boyfriend. She's in 2nd grade. And so she'll deliver them to the school. Winning. Today I have on my Meet Me at Luke's shirt, and it has a, where'd it go? Well, it had a coffee cup on it somewhere. A coffee cup. So I have my Meet Me at Luke's. I've been kind of into the Gilmore Girls right now. All right, so let's get to talking about some stitching. But what I need to do super fast is go get my stitchy stats. So I'm going to be like the Flash. Talk amongst yourselves. And excuse me, I'm going to try not to bump you. And I'm back. That moment when you run into the other room and it's in the bag that's on your bed right there. That's how I roll. I got my problems, friends. I got my problems. Well, I say it's in here. But where in here is a very good question. Really? Let's see. There it is. Sorry. I love you if you stayed around and didn't like go click. She's crazy. I'm done. All right. So I made a list of everything I worked on. I keep track of this in my notes on my phone. I went ahead and did it in here so that I can get a total. So let me chat with you about how this month at a glance. So in October, I started with 28 whips. Not terrible in the grand scheme of things. A lot more than I started with in January. January 1, I had 1 whip. I have 28. I don't have 28 anymore. I had 4 finishes, 3 of which I FFO'd, and I did, in fact, UFO something. So I had 4 total finishes. 1 is not finished yet, like fully finished. And then I had a UFO. I had a grand total of 17 starts. I'm fairly certain I started this month saying I was going to have 13 starts. I don't know how 4 more jumped on board, but you know what? I rolled with it. It is what it is. Because I had the tribute start for my great-grandmother, so of course I'm not, like, really. And then since I started Noah's Welcome Mat and Noah's Crocs, I counted those separately. Then I had a start as of 2 days ago, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. So yeah, somehow we got to 14, 15, 16, 17. So I'm now at 40 whips after I took away the ones that I finished and FFO'd and the UFO'd one, and I added in 17. I am now at 40. And I gotta get some things finished because I know I have at least 2 I gotta finish by Christmas in like FFO. And those are the ornaments for my mom, the 2 Noahs. I worked on 29 projects this month for a grand total of 9,907 stitches. So it's a pretty good stitchy month, but I worked on a lot of different things. So there were some things that got 1 day and 100 stitches or 1 day and 50 stitches. So production wise, I think my most productive piece, the piece that I worked the most on was Hoity Toity. I think it got 10 days. Now granted, there might have been a day I worked on that, but I also worked on something else. So I participated in Magical Stitches Year 6. I participated in Enchanted Stitching Challenges Nightmare Before Christmas. And the kind of sals or hashtaggies that I did this month were hashtags playjaxsal, which I am still working through. Hashtag October Stitchy Fest CY, which is for my friend Debbie over at Creatively Yours. She did that for her birthday month. Her birthday is also in the month of October. Hashtag Joy-Filled Birthday Sal. That was mine. I have some things I need to post to that actually because Hoity Toity was my birthday start. And I've had some update on that. Hashtag Hoity Toity Silky Sal. Another one I came up with. And it's rockin'. I cannot wait to show y'all. If you've seen it on my Instagram, then you already know it's incredible. Like, incredible. And it has nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with the silks. Yes, Raquel. And then lately, I am still posting to the hashtag Magical Moth Sal from way back in June because I'm still working on HL's Moth. And then as of 2 days ago, I jumped on the bandwagon of hashtag Squirrel Sal. 'Cause squirrels. You see a squirrel Sal, you're going to join in. And there's more on that in a minute. So, let's talk about whips. Let's talk about what I worked on. Let me get my bucket. My bucket is full. Fuller than full. And I do not want to start with that. I'm backwards. My bucket was the right way. I got problems, folks. I got problems. Okay, so on Saturday, I had already told y'all I was going to go ahead and start Ink Circle's Rosetta, which lives in a So Much to Love pouch, or zippy bag. This is one with Paris, this really pretty Parisian fabric. And so let me remind you what this will look like if I had decided to just be normal. There's no normal. There's no normal, darling. I think it goes this way. So, I started this. I am stitching this in a rainbow of Gentle Arts. A literal rainbow of Gentle Arts. All my favorite colors. I literally went into my LNS, the Stitch Niche, and went, I like it, I like it, I like it, I like it. And I just saw if it worked out. I am stitching this on a piece of 20 count Aida. It's an opal. It is from Mystic Fabrics, and it is in Snert, which is literally like my favorite colorway. So I have started putting in some of the outer framing, and I have started on the first corner motif. I am starting top left, my top left. So the outer framing is in Cinders, Gentle Arts Cinders, and this is really not, my lighting is ridiculous, but that's okay. And then this first motif is going to be in Gentle Arts Verdigris, or Verdigris, is that right? Verdigris. And I found one that has like green, olive green, and turquoise. So that is where I've gotten so far, and I am obsessed with those teeny tiny little stitches on this 20 count. I love it, and it's a beautiful piece of fabric. So I actually have this plugged in for 3 homework tasks that have not gotten started yet. And so that is on my agenda ASAP. Well, and see, here's the thing. This is kind of a funky week because year 6 technically ends October 31st, but they basically said, nope, homework's going to run for Magical School and Magical Stitches and Literature. Homework's going to run through Sunday, which was awesome because the task was to use the letters in Dumbledore and pick that many projects times 100 stitches, and you had to somehow fit it into Dumbledore. Super cool. I have Hoity Toity for I think 4 of them, or 5 of them. I think 5 of them. And then Ink Circles Rosetta for 3 of them. I haven't even gotten to those. I'm almost done with Hoity Toity. And then I used, what other project did I use? Let me refresh my memory. I used one of my other projects for like several of them. And I did that because you got bonus credit. If you did it in one project, like all 1,000 stitches in one project, and you can make it fit for all 10, you got a certain kind of a whopping bonus points. And then there was one if you could do it in 2. I didn't really want to put 1,000 stitches into anything I had, so I kind of was like, well, let's go for 3, because that was the least amount where you get credit for it. And now I can't remember what my third one was. Because I know I had it for at least one. And my neighbor's out there making a ton of noise. Whew, how was everybody's Halloween if you do the Halloween things? Ours was good. My daughter hung out with the grandparents because we don't really get any trick-or-treaters in our neighborhood. Our neighbors are pretty much old. We lived here for 6 years, and I literally have had one trick-or-treater in 6 years. And that was the second year. So I bought all this candy the first year and stuff. And like made little treat bags. Oh, look, you know, it's our first house, and we're going to be having trick-or-treaters. Had nobody. Well, they went to school, and my students were thrilled by them. Oh, duh. I used playjaxsal. Oh, P.S. Just a minute ago when I was setting this up on the tripod, I dumbly, that's not even a word, but I dumbly put my iPad in the tripod, like locked it down, and then I went to extend the legs. Normally I extend the legs, put it down, put the iPad in, and I tilted it, and my iPad fell out and crashed to the floor from like this height, and I went, oh, please don't be broken. Not a scratch on it. So it's coming. The day is coming. Fast. It is fast approaching. All right. So then over the weekend, I put in some stitches on 2 of my projects to finish out, I think 2 or 3 of my projects to finish out 24 hours of cross stitches, October acrostic. I did end up finishing it. It was 13 letters. I chose Autumn Harvest, the Autumn Harvest one. And so one of the ones I did was this is for my great-grandmother, Nan, who passed away. She had dementia later in life. It was never fully diagnosed as Alzheimer's, but she had some of the similar side effects. Some of the similar, like, patterning is, my words are broken. But anyway, during the month of October, Darling and Whimsy Designs on Etsy partnered with Michelle G. Bendy Stitchy to put the proceeds of this chart, the Forget Me Not, My Dear, My Darling, to Michelle's Alzheimer's Walk. So I'm stitching this on a piece of 18 count Mystic Fabrics in one of her kind of, I guess you could call the fabric games solo dies. And I'm stitching it in 3 colors of DMC. This is DMC 169. And I have Forget My Dear. So I am working through this one. It's a pretty small stitch. I'll get some more into it here at some point. You know, when I'm kind of missing her is a good time to do it. I forget I have my bucket over here. I can drop things in. All right, I also put in some additional stitches for 24 hours of cross stitch acrostic on Plum Street Samplers. This is Harvest Delivery, and I'm using the Victorian motto flosses that she created based off of the charted Weeks Dye Works. I'm stitching this on a piece of 16 count Aida by hand dyed by Stephanie in Briar Rose, and I put in I think 100 and something stitches to meet my quota on my 24 hours. They did just release the November challenge, so I will be starting to think about that, planning that this weekend. So that's what I have so far. Not much, but a little bit of start. And I thought it was good to kind of go in and get this. This is the part that's pulling the cart, like kind of the, what do you call that? Harness? I don't know. And so this is a good spot to count off of to other things. And this lives in my Love You More Studio co-pouch with this fanciful reindeer on. Reindeer. That is not a reindeer. That is a unicorn. I promise I've done this before. 24 times before, in fact. You ever have just an off week? Choo choo. Got left at the station. Alright, so next. What do I work on next? Let me see what's in my bag of tricks. Oh, so let's talk about playing with Jax. So it lives in a Diddly Daddle Designs bag. This is these fun little crowbirds. Crowbirds, not crowbars. And I am using my one and only, but super fun, Bitsy Bob for my flosses. So if you're not familiar with these, this is, that's So Calico creates these. And I have a Bitsy Bob too. So what's cool is this swings out and you end up with more space to put your flosses. So these are 2 colors I've worked in recently that I'm able to then wind up. She was wonderful when she sent this one day late. Not necessary. She sent me 2 of her floss cards and I am obsessed. And can we just talk about how beautiful the color palette is on this chart? Yes. Fall, screaming fall. Now I am doing the middle pumpkin as the forest pumpkin, which is a freebie off of their website. That is going to be linked in the description box. As always, that will come after the upload. Hopefully, we have a better situation this week because I am filming earlier, because I'm not even going to lie. I thought the week before last was bad with my 3-hour and 45-minute upload. Last week, granted my video was an hour and a half. I get that. But YouTube, it should not take 7.5 hours to upload it. I'm not even in high def. I don't even know what I'm in because I don't know things like that. But if you're not familiar, this is Playing with Jax by the Cricut Collection. And I am swapping Jax for their forest pumpkin. And I am doing the forest pumpkin in, the leaves are already done, but I did them in a Silken Colors Autumn Foliage, I believe. And so I have kind of a decent bit going here. I have a bit more of this kind of beaded look on the outside, but the 2 leaves are done. Let me put this behind there. The 2 leaves are done, and I think they're beautiful. The veining of the leaves are done, and then I've done these other 3 kind of spring green leaves. And I was worried those were not going to pop on this fabric, but they are. And by the way, this is a 32 count Picture This Plus in Valor. And I am doing the 2 Martini Stitcher fabric, called for fabric, as well as the called for silk. Well, let me show you that silk, speaking of, so I can tell you for sure and for certain what it is, in case you were jonesing after it, because I sure was, and that's why this was one of my other starts that I did not have planned. This was one of those. Okay, I had a floss stuck. Good thing it wasn't the silk. It is a Silken Colors in Autumn Foliage, and it is gorgeous, and I think I'm done with it, and I have a ton, and now I've got to find something else to put it in, because it is amazing. But yes, Erin, 2 Martini Stitcher, if you do not watch her, she is phenomenal. She makes me want to go and live in the Pacific Northwest, just like Michelle G. I want to go shop at Acorns and Threads. If I do, will you meet me there? Because, like, I'm seriously wanting to tell my husband, hey, I'll see ya. I'm going to go up to Oregon. Visit some cool folks. I mean, seriously, like, that would be super fun. Am I cool enough for that? Am I cool enough for people to want to come and meet me? Maybe? Because, like, if you came here, I'd go meet you. Hey, if you wanted to meet me and you want to come to Texas, come on. I'm going to meet you. We're going to meet up. Have a meet up. All right, so then I worked on Autumn Drum. And this is in my So Much to Love Amazing Squirreliness bag. And it's got my sweatered squirrels with acorn berets. It's amazing. This project is amazing. This is an Acorns and Thread exclusive kit that they did in collaboration with the Blue Flower. It is the Autumn Drum. And I am stitching this on the kit fabric, which is 40 count Lakeside Linen in... I don't know why I'm thinking butter pecan, but I don't think it's butter pecan. I don't think it's pecan butter either. And I don't think it's pecan pie. I don't know. It's a beautiful fabric. It is a beautiful. Is it all? No, it's not Lake. Is it Lakeside? Or is it R&R? I don't know. I don't have the pattern with me. It definitely tells me in the pattern. I don't know. I may have just told y'all completely wrong. But I did get some stitches put in. Let me move this string out of the way. So here's what I have, and it's kind of bunchy. I am currently working on the top of the drum, and I have, this is on the 40 count, so it's so tiny. The stitches are so fun and tiny. So I have the acorn almost complete. There is another color that fills in these holes. And I started on the border because, again, that's a great place for me to keep track of where I am in the chart. And then I have two amazing squirrels, which I love how they stitched up. They're in the same colors, but because of how they variegated, they kind of look like mirrors, mirror twinkies. And there was a thought to do this for Squirrel Sal. Nope, I needed a new start for that. So we're getting there. We're not there yet, but we're getting there. I had a lot of projects this week. All right, so then that was for enchanting stitching challenges. I used that for one of the challenges this week. I also used my Pride and Prejudice Sal. I still do not have a picture printed of this. Mental note, print a picture. This lives in my canvas pouch that my daughter made me, and it fits my cute little hoop perfectly. So I am stitching this on 20 count Aida in this little Petit point. I don't know if that's what it's called. I keep saying I'm going to find that out. I haven't found it out yet. And I have Pride and I just think it's so cute. It's a fun little one to have, you know, around. I kind of keep this one around in case I'm like, you know, I'm sitting here waiting for whatever. I'm never sitting around waiting for something. I usually have a big project with me. But that would be a good one to have. I think part 3 comes out soon. I'm not sure. I am doing the smaller version. So that is from Sapphire Mountain Handcrafts. They are on Etsy. And in order to participate in the book club part of this, which is reading along with Pride and Prejudice, that is Stitching Book Club. # Stitching Book Club. I am not really participating in that part. I'm just doing the Sal. All right, so then I pulled out an oldie but a goodie. I have not stitched on this in I don't know how long. If you are fairly new, like within the last 10 videos, I don't think you've seen this project. And this is my Awesome Pattern Studios Fort Worth. I got burnt out on this because it has an awful lot of DMC 807 Pool Blue. And this one lives in a Love You More Studio Co pouch. This is denim with gold dots. And it has like gold marble agate on the inside. And this is on a piece of 18 count, kind of a minty colored Aida that I got off of somebody that dyed it themselves off of Stash Unload. And so, you know, I said it had a lot of 807. Well, guess what color was up to stitch? 807. So see all that 807? That's this blue. 807, 807, 807, all the 807. So I did pull it out. I quickly put in about 60 stitches because this month I was at night level on all of my tasks. This next month for November I am planning, and we'll talk plans, but I think I am planning to do royal level, which is 250. So I got that. We're getting kind of towards the end. We are getting kind of towards the end. I'm saving the best for last. That is going to be my new theme song. All right, so I worked on one of my pieces from my Noah series, from the Noah's. This is Plum Street Samplers, Noah's Christmas art. So I am working on Noah's Crocs, but I did not pull that one for anything this week. I am working on the freebie off their website, off their blog, which is Noah's Welcome Mat, which says, welcome, please like. Hooves, paws, and feet. This lives in a Be Crafty bag. It has all the fabric, and in fact, part of my stash this week was the remainder of the fabric they were out of, which is a 36 count, and I actually put the sticker on my piece. 36 count Stars Hollow blend from R&R, from 123 Stitch. So I am trucking along on this one, and I am loving it. So let me put it on this piece of paper so you can see. This was for one of the tasks in Enchanted Stitching where you could stitch on white or red. And so I picked to stitch red. So I put in enough to get this, the 6 dots, and then the W of welcome. There's not much left to this. There's a little bit of some greenery down here. There's the rest of welcome up here, and then there's a border. And this one should be done pretty quick. I'm going to see if I can get this one to fit for a task this week. So I can get that one done and start contemplating FFO. Because I'm going to tell you, I'm going to have to watch somebody's tutorial on that. Because I've not ever made an ornament. And I don't think I want them to be puffy. But like these don't look like a flat finish either. Let me see. This looks like it is kind of puffy. Like a cross, like a hybrid. Puffy flat finish. Is there such a thing as a puffy flat finish? And if so, and you know about a tutorial, will you please share it down below for me, please? Because I need a puffy flat finish. All right, so before I get to hoity-toity, I happened to notice on the Instagram, and yes, I call it the Instagram and the Facebook, and I just kicked my tripod, and I apologize about that. P.S. Loving watching some new floss tubes. I've done a lot of PSs this week, except I'm not to the end of my letter, so I don't know why I'm saying PS. I've been watching a lot of floss tube. I've been catching up on a lot of floss tube. I've been commenting on a lot of floss tubes that are over 3 weeks old. And, my comments don't necessarily seem relevant, but I'm just sharing, like, what I loved about your video. Because I know that I love it when people do that with me. And even if it is 3 weeks ago, it kind of makes my day when it's like, bing, you have a new comment. I'm like, awesome, let me go see what they say. And it's funny because when I started this whole journey back in May, my husband said, well, you know not to read the comments. I said, yeah, but in this community, I've not had one naughty comment. Not one. I had one that popped up for review because I guess that's some new thing. But it's only because somebody said something about like, well, I might not have chosen to do that. Like it was something that in the way that it was worded, I guess it came across as negative, but it was totally fine. So I was like, okay, algorithm. You crazy, go home. Go home. You drunk, go home. The algorithm was drunk. So one of the things I saw on Instagram is that Married with Stitches, excuse me, the two gentlemen on Married in Stitches? Married with Stitches. Sorry, my words, they broken. So that's Bearded Stitcher on Instagram. And Scruffy Knitter, that's Christian. Christian is doing a squirrel sow. I'm here for that. I am here for a squirrel sow. So I have lots of things. Like I already have clearly quite a number of projects that have squirrels or acorn themed, because I have a thing for squirrels and acorns. I'm starting something new. And I looked and I had that Great Harvest one that I had just gotten. I had the squirrel around one I just gotten. But you know what? I was like, this calls for something even more special. This calls for something I designed. So I sat down and was just scrolling around on Pinterest and I was like, Squirrel Welcome. Because I was like, hey, I need like a squirrel welcome. Like hang it right there. Move this one over, but like put Squirrel Welcome. Like, or something. So that's like, hey, welcome. Like, so when you're in my video, you see like a cute welcome. And it's got squirrels because you know all the squirrels and all the things. So I came across this image on Google of this vintage, old school wrought iron or iron welcome sign that has two squirrels on top. Inspiration. So, of course, I didn't actually print out what my chart looks like, but I created my own chart. So, I'm going to show you my own chart. But I need to hold. Hold, please. I wish I edited because we wouldn't have had all that nonsense and we wouldn't have all this. Like, hold, please, business. It is what it is. So, I created Squirrel Welcome. It is my own design. That would be under cross stitch stuff. I'm in my Google Drive. That's my favorite place is Google Drive. It links to my GoodNotes on my iPad, which means I'm easily able to pull over charts into there. And I'm going to show you Squirrel Welcome. So here is what Squirrel Welcome will look like. So we have two cute squirrels with multicolored tails. They are like, I feel like they're kind of like Rock'em Sock'em robots, Rock'em Sock'em squirrels. Like they're ready to get that acorn. Like, And then Welcome, and it's got this cute dotted line and all that. I did a funky kind of architect style lettering. And then, of course, they have acorn berets. Acorn berets. So, yes, I am housing this. This is why things got bumped. Because I moved spring acorns out of here because I felt like this needed that. This needed to hold Squirrel Welcome. So spring acorns got bumped out. Spring acorns got put in the project bag with the owls that something was living in. Ah, that's right. Autumn Drum, and then Autumn Drum went in the So Much to Love French squirrels bag. And then Acorn Assortment moved out of that into the small diddly daddle acorn bag. 6 degrees of acorn separation. So I am doing this in 4 colors. I pulled these from my stash, and I pulled them, I have a ton of Victorian Motto. I have a ton of, you know, like some other brands. I chose to pull them all in Gentle Arts because I might release this pattern at some point. I'm going to stitch it up, make sure I like it. So I am stitching this in Mulberry, Gentle Arts Mulberry, Gentle Arts Grasshopper, Classic Colorworks Wild Berries, and Gentle Arts Sarsaparilla. Shoe, let me show you what I got to start on this. Oh, and I am stitching this on a piece of 40 count, nope, 36 count linen in Little Dove from XU Designs. So I have a bit of a start, and so far I am obsessed. Obsessed. So there is one Squirrel Bot going towards the acorn. So I am starting with the mulberry, and that's a little squirrel paw. And I'm loving this fabric. This is such a pleasure to stitch on. Beautiful fabrics. And I think they're having a sale. She's having a sale through the weekend, a Halloween sale through the 3rd. So I will be going and visiting to see what she might have that I need, because now that I have stitched on a piece, and I love that she sells some smaller cuts. Like this is a 9x13. So it's already serged. It's going to be a little long on the length, but it's perfect on the width. It's the perfect size on the width. So I'm going to probably go snatch up some more. So you should too. She has a code on her Instagram. And her Instagram, you have to request to follow. Sorry to put my sleeves down. My house is a little chilly. We turned on the heat because it got to be about 58 in our house. And my husband had enough. All right, are we ready to see hoity-toity? Hashtag hoity-toity silky sal. I was stitching on this a little bit last night. I didn't really properly put it back in my bag. It will fit my 8x11 Q-Staff. It fits my 8x8 even better. But this is a Diddly Daddle Designs bag off of Etsy. I have a new obsession with them. So yes. I love that hers are ready to ship. Like what you see is what you get. So I always would recommend, like if you're really trying to get one in a pattern, I happened to one day pop on randomly and see those smaller hand stitcher sizes and grab 2 of those. I kind of have to slow down. I don't really have any more projects in the works that need bags. I have a couple in the plasticky kind of bags, but I need to get some things finished, move some projects out, and then I can move some new projects in. That's what I need to tell myself. Because that, or I need to learn to sew up the kind of bag I like right now. Which I could definitely do that because I have a lot of fabric. So I have put in quite a bit of work on this. This is Hoity Toity by Long Dog Sampler. It's gorgeous. It's epic. It's going to take me a bajillion years, but I'm loving it. And it's actually moving fairly quickly. It moved a lot quicker this week because I was doing a lot of black fill-in. I am stitching this exclusively in the impeccable, incredible, scrumptious, sumptuous, everything. All the words. Mrs. Sados silks. I did go ahead and put them in floss away bags because when you have this much incredible silk in a bag, you don't want anything to snag it. Although I'm going to tell you, it stitches like it's the smoothest thing ever. It's incredible. These colors are incredible. This is a pack on her website. I actually did a video where I showed these more in depth before I ever even started the project. I'll pop that. I have been popping that in a card up top. I've learned how to do cards, and so I popped that in a card up there. because I show them in a little bit better lighting than what I have right now. I set up my nicer lighting. And when you see this, you're going to want them. This has a very autumn vibe to it. Like the original Hoity Toity, from what I can tell, kind of has some pinks in the birds. Some pinks and peaches in the birds and some reds in the cardinal. I will say I'm not really seeing... I'm seeing more of kind of like a corally color, but it's still bordering a little more on orange. But I'm telling you right now, I might be going onto Raquel's website and I might be purchasing a little pink, because the pink gal in me likes those pink birds. We'll see. I did swap 2 symbols. The past 2 weeks, I have shared my symbol swap down below. It swapped a kind of a gray for a green. Raquel is amazing. I hate to deviate from somebody who was so generous and so amazing and has shared so much with me. But I reached out to her and she was like, no, do what you need to do. And I think if I told her, hey, I want to pop some kind of the color I'm thinking about is like 3828. Kind of that rosy, salmon-y pink. We'll see. I need to see what she has on her website. But look at this. It's amazing. It is amazing. It is amazing. I need better words. I need there to be more words. I need a whole thesaurus for how incredible this piece is. I am stitching this on a piece of 18 count. Picture This Plus in Legacy. I had this already in my stash, and it is a fun piece to stitch on. I did go ahead. This was before I hopped on the linen bandwagon and have gone whole hog on linen. And 18 kind of is my jam. So I'm kind of finding that I love the linen. I love a 32 linen, but I am really genuinely obsessed with 36 and 40. 40, like, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to pop another card in right now, because there is a video where I bring myself to giggly near tears over some 40 count linen that I got, and I said there was never any way. Now, granted, I was trying to stitch over one, and I had picked a very tightly woven Picture This Plus, but I'm going to pop that right here because that is like Flosstube Gold. And I'm eating all my words from that video where I said never, never again, never, I'm going to tell you, I love it. There is something so wonderful about those teeny tiny delicate stitches. And I love that I can stitch with one strand. One strand, although, I kind of like me a loop start. But I learned pin stitch, and that was a game changer. Game changer. That's all my whips, folks. That's all I got this week. That was a lot, though. That was a lot of whips. All right, so I'm looking at my time, and I'm doing pretty good here, I think. And I don't have much stash, and that's usually where I start to... Okay, so let's talk a little bit about plans. I need to finish my homework for Magical Stitches. I have one more 100 count-ish stitch in Hoity Toity. I have, or close to 100. I have 300 in Rosetta, which that stitches pretty quick. 300 in Rosetta, and then there is a pop-up event because Enchanted Stitching Challenges month, on Night Berber for Christmas ended yesterday. Well, they posted today there's a pop-up because Oogie Boogie. I watched the movie, but like I also was stitching at the same time. Oogie Boogie, that person. I like Oogie Boogie. Oogie Boogie. Okay. He won't let go. So we have to like defeat him or something by using our stitching powers. It's something way more like succinct and more well written than that. That's the basic gist. We have to stitch and we get a certain amount of points for every 50 stitches we put in. Well, so I figured, you know what? I'm going to be spending some time in Rosetta, and that's about 6 points right there if I do the 300 stitches. And you can do more than one project. You have to do something either related to Oogie Boogie, or gamble, because he's a gambler. He's a gambling man. And so I am doing Rosetta because I am doing that complete color conversion. I have no idea what it's going to end up looking like, how those floss are going to variegate. It could be a huge hot mess express, but I'm kind of loving it right now, and that's all that matters. So I got that. All right, so today, oh, back up. This weekend I also need to start thinking about putting in my October tip stitch. I'm ready for that to be done. I love it. I'm gonna love it when it's finished, but like I had this clutch moment where I was like, oh, and we're getting back into kind of like the beading that is every day's a different color. Literally. There's like no 2 days are the same color. Maybe towards the beginning of the month, but now when we reach the end, it's going to be like trudging along. Trudgery. It's going to be trudgery. Oh, today in Semi-Sane Stitchers starts Stitchopoly. So if you are not familiar, it is like Monopoly, but it's all a stitching board, and you post your board. I have an app on my phone that was free that gives me a dice roller. You roll your dice, you move your pieces around, you move your piece around the board, and each spot you land on has a certain amount of stitches. You complete them within 24 or 48 hours, something like that. They increase, kind of like, you know, when you get to Park Place, it costs like $1 bajillion. Well, it's like $1 bajillion stitches. I think it's Heaven Art Designs or something is the top one, or Tilt and Craft, or anyway. It starts with like 60 stitches. So like you can start motoring around. As you pass go, you earn an entry. I think once you've claimed every spot on a section, you can deduct some stitches from that. There's a lot more that goes into it, but it's super fun. I really enjoyed it when I played it earlier this year, so I'm excited about that. I've been able to kind of, when I did it the last time, I was able to work it in with my homework, so I'm super pumped about that. So definitely go check that out. That's in Semi-Sane. I'll link it below. The group, Semi-Sane Stitchers. Enchanting Stitching Challenges, excuse me. They are starting a new month. The month of November will be Coco. I love that movie. Oh my gosh. Talk about sobbing like a baby. I was like, wanted to be in the fetal position at the end of that movie. Oh, so good. It is so good. If you've not watched Coco, it is so good. And I'm excited about that. We are in Magical Stitches year 7. It's been a long way to get us here to year 7. We now have November, December left. And I'm trying to think towards January what my plans are, because I am loving enchanting stitching challenges, and I don't know. We're going to see what January brings. I also am excited about some Semi-Sane stuff. So we'll see. I also need to work on those Noah ornaments for my mama. So I can start getting those. All right, let's talk stash. I already talked about my Color Street stash and my Zenni glasses stash. Did you like my try on? Was that fun? Okay, so let's start with, I happened to be noticing that Garonne Cotton Bags, linked below, was going to be posting some bags to the Facebook group. And I was a little late to it because I had it set on my phone, and then I got distracted, and I was like, oh, I want to go see what he has. He had some that were up for oops, and nobody wanted them. And I was like, ooh, what? So who cares? I've told you my theories on nobody's perfect, so why not have a bag with upside down birds? I have a pouch I created with upside down birds that my daughter lovingly dubbed bat birds. So now I have a Garonne cotton bag with bat birds on it because they miscut it. So it's got upside down cardinals. They're right side up on the back. Who cares? I love that they're upside down. They're bat birds. It has a story. It's amazing. And it's a beautiful bag. And it was like a certain percentage off because it was an oops. My win. I consider it a win. And I went ahead and put a project in here. So this, because, you know, Christmassy cardinals. This is holding my big toe design, and this is the Prince of Peace. And I'm going to start this one for Advent. This is going to be my Advent stitch. It won't get finished in Advent. It's a pretty big piece. And I showed this one in another video a couple of weeks ago. I think it was my one I posted on a Saturday night. Oh, it was Saturday night is all right for Stitchy Chat. It was a long video. That was the one. Saturday night's all right for Stitchy Chat. I'm going to pop it right there. And so yeah, that's going to be a fun start. And I got all the supplies for that from Stitches from the Heart in San Antonio. All right, so then I was catching up on the floss tubes. I can't remember who shared this. Let me think, because maybe I do remember. Nope, I don't. And they shared, and I'm sorry, I didn't fold down the sticky part of this envelope. But they shared about this super cute little Etsy shop called Catty Cross Stitches. And I had a hard time finding it because I kept trying to pause the video because she showed the card. I'm going to show it as well, but I'm also going to link it below, because in cross stitches where there should be 3 S's, there's only 2, and that was where I was goofing. So it's Catty Cross Stitches. We're good with that. And it's home of the Snip-Batty. And it's owned by Marion. If I even try that, I'm a butcher it. So Marion G. Created this Snip-Batty, which is like a floss. No, it's like a Bitsy Bob, but it's a one-off piece. So it's a cute little rectangular. This is the small. I ordered the smalls, and they are the felt. They've got a good substantialness to them, and this is magnetic. I don't have anything to demonstrate, but that's magnetic, and it says Catty Cross Stitch. So I got a black and white polka dot. These are going to go in a couple of my projects that have a lot of color changes. Like I think Harvest Delivery might get one of these. I don't know what's getting it yet. Actually, Harvest Delivery might, because I'm going to show you which one I got here in just a second. I got this one that's orange on orange dots. And what's cool is they're magnetic, so they're kind of like boop. So when you store them, they're all going to store together and not get lost. And then I got this one with, wait for it, the unicorn. So I think this one's going to go in because it matches. See, look. I can't find it. It's too far down in the tub. But it matches. So these are super cute. They're very reasonable. I love my Bitsy Bob, but I think these are another great option as well. I mean, we have some amazing creative folks in our community, and I think these are fun. I like that they kind of stack up neatly. So again, that's Catty Cross Stitches. I will link below. And I got one more thing and then we done. So in catching up on my floss tubes, see, this is the problem about catching up on my floss tubes, is that I see things that I need to go order that everybody else already saw. So while if I had gone originally and tried to shop, they would have been sold out, and then I would have forgotten, and then I wouldn't have spent the money. But since I'm like a month later, everybody's restocked. So there's plenty for me to buy. But I was watching, it was the Flosstube Collaboration, and I was catching up on the fabric, the focus on fibers fabric. I don't think it was fibers. Was it fibers? It might have been fibers. But those are put on by Cheryl at Tranquil Stitches. I love them. I love that series. I think it's a genius idea. I just got done watching all of the ones about the designers, which I thought that was super fun too to see, because there were a couple of designers I was not familiar with, and I was like, yes, favorite, awesome, just what I didn't need to hear. All you enablers, you're all enablers, but I apparently am one too, so we're all in this together. But somebody shared about Misty Purcell. No, that's not right. Is that right? Yeah, that's right, because I just looked at the card. And she has luminous fiber arts. And I went, okay, I'm going to try it. And one thing that's awesome about her shop is hers are also in stock. So it's possible that if you were to travel over to her Etsy shop, which I will link below, if you were to travel over to that Etsy shop today, there might not be some of these cuts and fabrics, but kind of watch, because she will put some in. I can't remember in the video what day she said she restocks. It might have been Sunday or Saturday. I'm not sure. So I apologize that I do not have as much information as the lovely floss tuber who interviewed her. And it was a little interview. It was kind of neat. It was like side by side. Very professional. I don't think I'd even know how to do that. So I ordered some counts from her just to try. I got, she has fat quarters and she also has fat eighths. So some of these I got quarters, some of them got eighths. I was obsessed with this one when it was shown on the video, so I knew I wanted some of this, and I got a fat quarter, and this is a 36 count. She uses all Zweigart, and this is a 36 count in soft pumpkin, and this is a beautiful piece of fabric. I love it, and I love how she attaches her tags. I have some of these cute little paper clips too, not paper clips, safety pins. These are what I use to put my tags on my pouches that don't have a zipper pull. She does actually sell some R&R as well. So I got this piece. This is a fat 1/8 of 32 count in 18th century Blackbird. And again, this is an R&R. 18th century Blackbird. And I think that's a beautiful color. Beautiful. And then this one, I can't wait to find the perfect project for this. This is a 32 count. I went with 32 on this because it's a darker and I'm not used to stitching on linen that's darker. But this I got a fat 1/4 and this is Midnight. And I think it's like kind of the perfect denim-y, navy-ish, like primitive navy. A primitive navy. That's what I would call it. Again, a beautiful piece. I got this one in a fat 8. This is all she had, but I was considering, I don't know if you remember from my previous video, maybe 2 videos ago, I think it was also that same one where it was Saturday nights, all right for Stitchy Chat, where I talked about I had gotten those 2 hands-on designs, the one which was Hey There Pumpkin and Grateful or something, and it's on a really pretty piece of hand-dyed by Stephanie in Jack's Rum. Well, I've only found that on Stephanie's website, but I thought this could be pretty for both those pieces, so I don't know, we'll see. But this is a fat 1/8 of 40 count in Opulence, and I think this one's really pretty. It's washing it out a bit. It's could be the yellow that's on this shirt. So yeah, I'm excited to see if that will look good with those colors. If not, I'll just wait and get that pulled for something else. This is also a fat 8, 36 count in Snow Day. And this is really pretty, too. It's a little bit bluer than what it's showing right now. But yeah, so I'm loving these. Just what I didn't need was another fabric dyer. My only thing that I wish is that my serger was up and running. My serger and I have been going to battle. I have a serger. It came fully threaded. It was a wonderful thing when it was working. And then one of my spools ran out. And it happened to be the hardest one to thread. I have watched 1,000 tutorials, pulled out every small pair of tweezers I possibly could. I got it going. It made a chain stitch. The minute I put a piece of fabric in, it went boom, 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 boom. And the chain stitch was gone. And then it was a disaster. So I don't know what I'm going to do about that. Other than just go, fine, okay. But those do not come serged. So that's my only thing. However, I have seen some of you very, very smart folks out there take and do a zigzag stitch or like a blanket type stitch on your sewing machine. And I've got my sewing machine set up. So I likely am going to sit down and go ahead and do that zigzag or whatever, the overlock stitch on my sewing machine for those. And I also need to do it because I cut down all that first piece of the R&R for the Noah's pieces, and I'm noticing they're starting to pull, and so I need to, so they don't continue to get smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller, I need to go ahead and do that. And I think maybe in the future, after I go through all my small pieces, I might, I don't know, we'll see. I'm considering on those not cutting that next largest piece and just kind of figuring out where my next one would start, and so forth and so on. So I think that's about it for me today. I have not gotten Leslie, you won my giveaway last week. You commented, I have commented back for you to please email me. I'm going to put my email in the link in the comment box, in the description box below, so you can please send me an email with your address, because I would love to send you your winnings, the things you won. If I don't hear back from you by the time I kind of get ready to do my video next Friday, I'm going to have to try to draw for somebody else, and I do still have my list, because I want to get those things out of my house. Because I think that one of my Thanksgiving time projects, I keep saying this, is going to be getting my craft room completely in order. Because it is currently still a crap room. Because I'd like to set up Christmas and stuff. And I think my rose gold tree that I have that I purchased last year. It's rose gold tinsel-y tree. I think I might put it kind of right here. I might move my floss drawer over to the other side of the room and put it right here. And I saw a really cool idea. I was watching Java Girl Stitches. She was talking about her Halloween tree. And then she's going to convert it to her Christmas stitch tree. And she has all these super cute Christmas stitches that she's converted to kind of like the Priscilla and Chelsea style, which is like red and black and cream and things like that. Well, I'm thinking I'm going to try to find, and I went through kind of what all I already have and find some cute smalls and ornament stitches and things and convert them all into like kind of grays and light blue, dusty blues and things like that, and light pinks and creams, and stitch them all for my stitchy tree. I don't think that my stitchy tree will go seasonal because it is like literally blush, like rose gold tinsel. And I don't think that would work with patriotic, I don't think. And I don't stitch enough Halloween. And I'm still building up my stitchy things. I mean, clearly my board is still very empty over here. So with that being said, I think we're done for this week. And I appreciate those of you who have stuck through over an hour of me rambling again. I really thought I was going to be done sooner than now. Didn't help that I bolted that way and then came back this way. So I apologize for that. I will have my act more together next week. With that, I hope you have a wonderful weekend ahead. I hope that you get some stitching in. You enjoy some you time. If stitching is your kind of me time activity, I hope that you have an opportunity to do that. And with that, I will wish you happy stitching, and I will see you next week. Bye, friends.